The Quack Hollow. It's just lonely. Nothing's simple. It's locked. Bolted shut. You're drenched to your skin. Looks like it'll work. Nothing's more important right now than this. You need to line up the switches so they match. Bristles like the hair of one electrified. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Open it up and see what it's got. Gulp says he'll bibble anything once, as long as it's drinkalicious, even rocket fuel. He once mixed up some tankers and drank that. It was a real lift-off. That leads him to the bottom of that particular bottle. Radium syrup. If only he could find a tanker truck to empty. He's not in a state to go looking, so he's counting on you to help. Go find him a tanker truck and bring back some of that precious radium syrup. Please. Thanks you for understanding how dire his thirst can be.
Run, dog, run!
Smarty, take it easy.
Easy! Now. No, it's time to go, go, go.
Well, it's time for you to go.
Wait, what? No!
As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. This gutway has centuries of old waste. Tap hard. Sun's setting, so it's getting colder too. No hope of that with as little energy as you have. Back and slash. It's flat out black out there. Flex those smart muscles and open the hatch. That should be enough glow juice for two. Let's just marvel at it all. Hates how many new beasties are wandering around the world these days. Hard to know what kinds of horrors lurk around every corner. Fortunately, their friend Moog has been writing down the worst ones. Guesses you should look for Steep Depot. At least that's where he set up tent last. Claims that Moog goes where the monsters go, but as he's tracking scripts now, he's probably still at the Steep Depot cliff in the dead zone. Keep your sniffer sniffing for stinky stuff and your eyes peeled for his tent. Moog will appreciate the company. It's not easy to live life in the presence of monsters. Thinks that would do the world some good. might have to find a towel after this. Back to your own power.
Hey, you thumb up. Yeah.
Gulp says he wants to take you with him on a super funny happy slide. Sharing is caring, and one drink for two is just right. Gulp says seeing your face is like seeing his own reflection at the bottom of a glass. It never gets old. He's been looking forward to a rendezvous, and it's on you to make it happen. There's even a chance the syrup is more intoxicating now from being aged in a radiated tanker. He's sure there are even more tanker trucks with radium syrup out there waiting to be emptied. Blesses your heart for doing your part. Cheers when you're here.
There's a bright day coming.
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is you.
That stings.
Oh, do you want some first aid for that?
Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you'll see each other later. Gulp thanks you. Says a drink or two won't do any harm. He refuses to drink alone. You're his friend now. Gulp says he just can't get enough of that crunky syrup. It's so refreshing. Don't you agree? He really appreciated that you shared a drink with him. You took a risk and deserve a reward. So he intends to keep the promise he gave you when you first met. He's got a few things. Claims to understand the alchemy of drinks. Lots to sample and savor. Gulp says he's heard a juicy rumor that you found an ark. He wonders what kind of drinks that might inspire. Figures that's inspiration enough for a whole raft of drinks. Hard to know what you'd do with an ark if the world survives, but maybe that's why it's still here, right? Says he's ready to toast your effort to keep the world juicy. It's drink-worthy either way. Wants to know if you might want a master blender along on your ark trip.
So, what we have here is an opportunity to help your next. There's a seat open on the ark should you want to offer it as a gesture of appreciation.
Why? You don't need anyone else but yourself and me, of course, but I'm a part of you, so that doesn't count.
If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go further, go together. The only one we'd want to get away quickly from here is darkness.
But you know you can't go on without me. Even if I'm bad company, I complete you.
I think we can finally agree on something. It is better to be alone than in bad company. But best of all is being good company yourself.
Cannot believe you chose him to go along. Says he's going to come up with a glorious new drink for your trip. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about flip-flop the flip-flops and not getting sauced. Understands you have other places you need to go. The salt feels crusty on your skin. Let's see. No air left for whining about it. He says that's enough to get the Mekton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough. He made a suction device so the Mekton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mekton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition, and by that he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the Jumbo Puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse. Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep depot. Once you find Moog, he'll be able to give you directions to where you'll... It's a little feisty and tough critter, a perfect fit for a live ammunition, if you ask him. the grease monkey's mechthon is built sturdy, just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood? Every day comes with a new chance to save the world. Might want to hold your breath before you head any further. You're about to witness the breathtaking vistas of what's known as the Dead Zone. In the old world, roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster. That over there is Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
What's Immo Diava Bestilka.
This one's impressed to see you out here. He figured you'd be dead by now. Not many are as tough and clever as you must be.
Gunududua
Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind.
Garuda no.
Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes.
Waxandonanenya
Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make.
Sigaya Lama Yaba
You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care.
Seda in Yah
It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss.
Kuntuf
When it comes to monsters, he mostly picks who dies.
Kalba
Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot.
Khalifaf Cairo
Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead.
Waxan Mar Malva Cherry
Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights and they keep putting up new ones.
Waxan Mar Malva Cherry
Says they keep the monsters away. He needs them closer, not farther.
Khalifaf Cairo
But enough of that, right?
Dre
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed.
Dre
He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output.
Why and Foodlea Haya
Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short.
Mishaku Hare Zavania
Says as big as they are, the world is bigger. To find where they are, you need to see where they've been.
Why Adfunu Diabe
Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter.
Tariman
Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big.
Mishaku Hare
There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes.
Kukakwana
Says you stick to the hunting and shots present themselves later.